So today we will be starting a new topic, which is Numpy, and Numpy will come under Python for data science. So in this session, you will get acquainted with the widely used array processing library, which is Python Numpy. So what is this Numpy? Numpy is a general purpose array processing package, and it provides a high and very speed performance on multi-dimensional array objects and tools, and it is also the fundamental package for scientific computing with Python. It contains various features, and the most of the important features that this NumPy has is it is a powerful n-dimensional array object. It has sophisticated broadcasting functions. We'll see what are all those things. And it also you have tools for integrating C, C++, Fortran, etc. And this NumPy is also useful for linear algebra, Fourier transform, random number, and some other mathematical complex tasks. It is also basically used as an efficient multi-dimensional container of a generic data. All right. So if suppose you're not using Jupyter Notebook, and if you're using any other IDEs, open command prompt and install NumPy. Pip install NumPy. Okay. So today we will be dealing with this NumPy arrays on multi-dimensional data. So today I'll be dealing with the one-dimensional and two-dimensional, because these are the only things that are mostly used for our machine learning algorithms, building algorithms and all. Okay, so whoever is not using Anaconda Navigator, please install your NumPy, because NumPy is not the inbuilt package of Python. You have to explicitly install that. And in Anaconda Navigator, NumPy is already installed, so no need of you installing it again. All right. So let's get into the practical part of this NumPy arrays. So how many of you know? Yeah, you can use Google Colab, Swatika. Yes. So now, how many of you know how do you import libraries? What are the ways of importing libraries in Python? Yeah. Yes. So first, in order to work with arrays, in order to work with NumPy arrays, you have to import the package NumPy. Package is nothing but it's a kind of library. So in Python, you can import library with three ways. The first way is import NumPy. The second way is import NumPy as NP. The third way is from NumPy import star. So these are all the three kinds of importing the libraries in Python. So I'll tell you each and every import in this kind of importing. But let me ask you, what do you mean by array? Collection of similar data. Yes. So array in NumPy is also a homogeneous multi-dimensional array. So it is a table of elements, usually numbers, all of the same type, indexed by a positive integers. And in Numpy, dimensions are called as axis, and the Numpy array is called as ND array. It is also known as array as well. All right, so let us create an array. How can you create an array? To create an array, you should have a list first. All right, so first I'll be creating a list is equal to 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4. Enter this. Now let's see type of list. Type of list. It is a list. Yes. Now let's see how to convert this list into array. So let's use the first kind of importing. Whenever you are importing any package, the functions of that package are to be called with the package class name. So the class name of NumPy is nothing but NumPy. So if you want to call any of these functions, you have to call with this name. So while making use of string functions, you are adding some kind of str dot list dot something, like, right? So to access the functions, you are adding some class to it. Am I right? So in the same way, NumPy also the same thing. So here I have imported as NumPy, right? So arr is equal to NumPy dot array is the method of the NumPy class or the function of a NumPy class, which will convert a list into array. 1 comma 2 comma 3. Sorry, I have already created that, right? List. Just execute this. Now see the type of array. You can use anything, Ishran. This is NumPy n-dimensional array. So if you import your package in this way, you have to call all the methods with the class name. First, suppose if you are importing your package like this, this means you are giving a nickname or an alias name to your NumPy package. So wherever you use the class name, you can replace it with NP. So for example, ARR is equal to NP dot array of list. This can also be done. So this is the second way of importing the library. Now coming to the third one. If you import star, that means you are importing all the packages of all the things which are there in NumPy. So at that time, you no need of using any of the class names to call the function. You can directly call the method which is there in the NumPy class. So did you remember how now did you understand what are all these things? For suppose if you import with star, then no need of you calling the methods of that class with the class name. But here you are calling with you're calling the functions with the class name or the methods with the class name, but here you are not. So this is how you will be creating an array. So even arrays will have some sort of attributes. So what are the attributes? The first one is dimensions. So let's see array. Yeah. Tell me what is the dimension of this array? One dimension. Yes, whether it is a column matrix or a row matrix. Let's see whether that is a row matrix or a column matrix. Okay. So let's see the n dimension. ARR dot ndim. It is one dimensional array. Now let's see what are the what is the shape of an array. So what is the shape of this array? Do you know what shape is? 1 comma 4. Sharanya, if it is 1 comma 4, then that means it is a two-dimensional array because you are making it as row as well as column. Yes. So let's see what is this shape of array. So ARR dot shape. It says it has 4 rows. It has 4 rows. All right. Now, this is how you will be creating a one-dimensional array, and these are some of the attributes of the one-dimensional array. Now, you can also check the shape of it. Size of it, I'm sorry, ARR dot size. If you just say size, it has 4 elements in it. Likewise, we have indexing for list, tuple, string and all. Arrays will also have indexing. So how can you do the indexing part? It's the same way like we did for list, tuple, string, etc. Now, if suppose I want to grab the number 3, how can I grab it? How can I grab the number 3, guys? It is considered as it is showing like this, but it will be in this way. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. For viewing purpose, it is shown like this, but that will be having in this way. All right. Now let's see 0, 1 and 2. So ARR of 2. So why are you using 0 of 2 Vivo 1606? ARR of 2. Now if suppose I want to grab these two elements, then what I do is ARR of 1 is 2. Sorry. 2 is 2. Then you'll get 3 and 4. If suppose I want 2 and 3, then how do I do it? ARR of 1 is to 3. So you'll get 2 and 3. So this is indexing of single dimensional array. Single dimensional array, and the single dimensional arrays are also called as vectors. Okay, now let's work on multi-dimensional array. So first, I will be creating a nested list, and then I'll be converting that into an array. So you know what a nested list is, right? So here what I'm doing is list 2 is equal to, in a list, I have another list 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, comma 11, comma 12, comma 13, 13, comma 14, comma 15, comma 16. So I have created a list in this way. Now, if suppose I convert this into an array, so how many rows and how many columns will that array contain? So multi-dimensional arrays, two-dimensional arrays, you can consider it as a two-dimensional matrix, two-dimensional matrix. Okay. Now I have created this list too, right? How many rows and how many columns will that array have? Yes. So let's see whether we have that or not. Array 2D is equal to np dot array of list 2. Now let's see ARR 2D. So it has 4 rows and 4 columns, right? So this is how you will be creating a two-dimensional array. Now let's do some sort of indexing for these array. Okay. Now I want to grab second row and third row. So how can I grab it? Can someone tell me? I want to grab second row and third row. So likewise in in a single dimensional array, the first element is treated as 1, the second element is treated 0, the second element is treated as 1, the third element is treated as 2, the fourth element is treated as 4. In the same way, here also the first element, the first row is treated as 0, second is 1, third is 2, 4 is 3. Now if suppose I want to use 2, I get 2 and 3, then it will be ARR2D of 2:4. If suppose I want to have all the rows, I want to have all the rows. So in slicing, you can directly say of is to. If you just put is to, then that means you are grabbing all the rows in the array. So if you want to grab rows, we can directly use indexing. Yes or no, 0, 1, something like that. But I want to slice the columns. So first, suppose I want 4, 8, 12, and 16. The syntax could be in this way. ARR of rows, comma, columns. So let's suppose this is the syntax. Okay. Now I want to grab the last row. I want to grab the last column. So tell me what are all the rows that I need to grab 4, 8, 12, and 16. Guys, did you understand my question? Tell me, to grab 4, 8, 12, and 16, what are all the row indexes that I have to use? I want this answer from everyone, not only one or two. People who doesn't know NumPy, just answer me. I want to grab 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, fine. So I want to put it as 0, comma 1, comma 2, comma 3. Fine. Then column. What is the column that I would like to use? So this is the 0th column. This is the 2nd column. This is the 3rd column. This is the 4th column. Yes. So what I do, I'll just put 3. Let's see whether we can get this or not. Just execute this. It says it has too many indices. It should have only rows and columns. All right. It is considering this as row, this as column, and these are some ambiguity to it. Let's see what if I put a square braces over here. Again, it says too many indices. In order to grab in this way, you have to tell as is2. I told is2 is nothing but grabbing all the rows, right? Yes, is2 is grabbing all the rows, but the column I want is just the 3rd column. The column that I want is just the 3rd column. If you just execute this, oops, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3. So if you execute this, you'll get an error. But if you put this in a square bracket, the same thing. So what you have to do, you have to put it as is2, 3. If you see, you got 4, 8, 12, 16. Did you understand, guys? How to do column indexing, how to do column slicing? Rows as well as columns. Now, I want to grab 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16. 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16. Yes, it will work, Divya Sheshadri. I've given 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't have 4th one, right? So that's the reason it gave error. See, I gave 4 also. So if you just use 0, 1, 2, 3, it will get. You'll get it. Now, I want to grab 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16. So tell me, how can you grab it? So Akshaya has already given, but I want you guys to do it. Array to D. Now here, I don't want 0th first row. Yes, I don't want first row because I want the rows from the 2nd row. That means the index of 2nd row is 1. Sharanya also gave me, but guys, try. You people also try. I want to grab 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, and 14, 15, 16. Indexing is very much important, guys, because in grabbing the rows and columns of a data set, you have to know this array indexing. So that's the reason I'm stressing it on, stressing this. Only 3. Guys, please give the answers, everyone. Oh, Anuradha gave a different one. Let's see whether that's correct or not. So she gave 0 is to 1 is to, comma, 1 is to. So she gave correct. Now Muskan also gave in a different way. ARR 2D of 1 is to, comma 1 is to. So it says a syntax error. Divya Sheshadri also gave in a different way, which is 1, comma 2, comma 3, comma 1 is to. Yes. So you can give in this way, or you can also give ARR 2D. As I don't want first row, that means 0th index, I don't want to consider that. So what I'll give, I'll just give of 1 is to. 1 is to is nothing but the rows after 1, comma, column is also, I don't want first column. So I want column also 1 is to. Right? So 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16. Now, what I want is, I want to grab first column and fourth column. How can you do that? First column and fourth column. First column and fourth column. Jiva, everyone is doing very correct. That's really good. So what I do is, I'll give ARR of 0, comma 3. Let's see whether we'll get this or not. It says too many indices. Now, I want you guys to tell me how to grab first row, first column and the last column. Guys, I want the first column and the last column. Someone gave this. So here I want all the rows, comma, the last column. Right? Did you understand now? Did you understand this? Or else you can also give is to, comma, 0, comma 3. So did you understand, guys, now how to index the columns and all? Yes or no? Now, I want to grab 5, 11, 12, 13. 5, 11, 12 and 13. 5, 11, 12 and 13. So how do you grab 5? What is the position of 5? It is first row, first column. That means, sorry, second row, first column. That means ARR2D of 1, comma 0. Yes? Cool. Now, what is the position of 10 2 comma 1. Yes? Is that right or not? Two comma 1. Now what is the value of 15? 3 comma 2. And 16? 16, 3 comma 3. So let's see whether we are getting the same values or not. So 5, 10, 15 and 16. Now I want to make a list, make an array of these different elements. At that time, what you have to do is, yes, you can also give in that way, Sharanya. Now what I want to do is, the syntax will be array of in a list row numbers, comma, in a list column numbers. Okay. Now ARR2D of what are the row number for 5, 10, 15 and 16? 1, comma, 2, comma, 3, comma, 3. Yes. In the same way, comma, column numbers are 0, 1, 2, 3. 0, comma, 1, comma, 2, comma, 3. Just execute this. You get 5, 10, 15, 16 as an array. Now if you want diagonal numbers, so you have a function called 2d dot diagonal. So you get the diagonal values. All right, guys. So this is what about array indexing and slicing.